Hey there, and welcome to this week's Sunday Musings, where every week I spend a little time talking about something that's on my mind. I also write a blog on Medium. It's complimentary to this and always also includes a link to the video. So if you're looking for one place to find all of my content, check out the link right here. This week is another book review, or as I prefer to think of them, a book discussion. The Zone to Win. It's a book that I was challenged to read by my manager because in my company, we're sort of an oddball. We are a startup idea, an incubator to launch new technologies and new products inside of a large established company. And so we are different. We're not there selling or putting out the same products everyone else is. We're not a stable foundational business. We don't have our processes in place. We need to be very adaptable and flexible. And what are we doing to innovate? And so the book was suggested and I read it and I listened to it on audiobooks because there's so much in there to unpack. But it really had me thinking back on my past. I've worked with small companies that had been around for 20, 30 years, that had very set processes, but they were sort of just stagnating because there was no innovation. They were resting on the successes of the past 20, 25 years. And why would they need to change? Because it's working. And I've worked with startups who were just trying to get to market as fast as possible and using duct tape and bubble gum to hold things together long enough to where they could either make it big or catch the attention of a larger company and be acquired. And I've worked with companies in between. Each company in each position, I learned a lot, and I saw things that I saw work, and I experienced things that I knew weren't working. And I watched some of those older companies that have been around for a while shut down because there was no innovation and no change. And I watched some of those startups fail to create some of the foundational things that they really needed to survive because they were just trying to get through it on a wing and a prayer. The Zone to Win provided clarity for me about the need for companies to really balance innovation and disruption with stability and growth, because you need to have both. Indeed, that foundation, those stable products that have been around are what keep the company financially afloat, that enable you to do a disruption by coming up with something completely innovative to launch to market. But how is this done effectively? When a new technology comes up in some companies, it steals all the resources from the foundation to where the company just can't function anymore. Well, in this book, they talk about needing to segregate into different zones. The first zone is that sort of zone of innovation, of creation, of just coming up with ideas on what would and wouldn't work and what could work, and playing with them and nurturing them and seeing if those seeds grow into something that might make something, so see what might grow up to be one day, if it's going to be worth something. The next zone is if it graduates out of there, it's that incubator zone of how do you take something that looks like it has potential and grow it from that little seedling to a plant that is robust, that can survive on its own. And that's the kind of position I'm in right now. And then as those mature and get older, they become those foundational products that will secure a company for years. But you need different kinds of people and different resources at each of the different steps. This book really does a great job to address that. So I would challenge you to really think about things and know that one size doesn't fit all, and to pick up the book, A Zone to Win, and read it yourself. I think you'll find it interesting. And even if you're not in a place of innovation or incubation, and you're in that stable place, have you ever thought about doing more and what it might take to succeed? Pick up the book, A Zone to Win. I guarantee it's going to answer a lot of your questions and probably create even more questions than you ever thought before. Until next week, we'll see you soon.